You know what I could do when it's a very poor air quality outside? I like to look at some baseball cards. Well, here in mid Michigan, because the Canadian fires is there's a terrible smoky haze to outdoors. It smells like a campfire and it's not very good air quality. So we kind of have to deal with it thanks to our friends up north. This is like happened one summer ago, maybe 2 summers ago, where the air quality is terrible because of some Canadian wildfires. Somebody didn't listen to Smokey the Bear, and so we here in the United States has to deal with it. Such is life, I guess. But anyways, as you see by the title of this video, I picked up my first T210 Old Mill tobacco card. Um, and you see by the title is of a Miracle Brave and a War Hero. Do you have any idea who I'm talking about? You pre-war experts probably know already, but here is the card. I've had this card on my saved search list for about a year or so, maybe a little longer, and one finally popped up at a reasonable price. This is a well-loved version of it, and he had a best offer option on it, so I sent him an offer. He accepted within a day, and here it is. It's a T210 Old Mill cigarette of Hank Gowdy. I've had one Hank Gowdy card before, American Caramel card of him before. I'll talk a little bit about Hank Gowdy and the set itself. First, about the set itself. Um, T210 is a minor league set. Came in 8 different series, total of 640 cards, and each series is a different minor league, like the Southern League, the Eastern League, and Series 3 here was the Texas League with Mr. Hank Gowdy. Of course, the T210 most famous card ever is the Shoeless Joe Jackson, his first card release. I won't say his rookie card because it's a minor league card. I wouldn't consider minor league card rookie cards such as this Hank Gowdy as his first professional card too. Also, more notable players also is Casey Stengels is this T210, his first minor league card too. I'm not sure any other professional Major League Baseball players besides those three. If you have any others, I'd like to know if you have any comments. But there's 640 cards, like I said. But I looked up on the Pop Report. SGC is graded like 6 or 7. I'm guessing PSA at the most the same amount. So between all the grading companies, if you count all the cards graded and the number of cards, roughly 10 to 12 or so cards per card you can find per out there. So the population of these things is probably only about 10, 15 of these in total, maybe 20 if you count the find some raw ones out there. But there's not many of these examples. That's why I didn't hesitate any chance to pick this one up. This well-loved version of it. I didn't want to wait longer. Maybe this might be the only opportunity to pick up a Hank Gowdy T210. I did want to example this card in my collection, but I didn't want to have a random minor leaguer. So I wanted somebody notable, and Hank Gowdy was a perfect player for me, my price range, my budget to pick up. So I added that to my saved search list, and I ended up purchasing it. So that is the little history about the T210s. Quite familiar with the Shoeless Joe Jackson. You see sells for quite a bit of money. Hank Gowdy, like I said, this is his first professional card. In 1910, he was with the Dallas in the Texas League, and that year he led the Texas League in home runs and doubles. He hit over 300 and had like 29 stolen bases, and that's where New York Giants, John McGraw, signed him from there. But the Giants already had a first baseman and Fred Merkle, so McGraw kind of convinced Gowdy to switch to catcher. He did, as he starts try to become a workers' trade as a catcher with the Giants. He'd have get traded to the Boston Braves. By the time 1914 comes around with the Miracle Braves, he was a regular day catcher. 1914 Miracle Braves were called the Miracle Braves because at July 4th, they were in dead last place in the National League, but they ended up charging forward and winning the pennant and the World Series. It became the first team ever, I think still the only team ever, well, pre-expansion, to be in last place July 4th and up winning the pennant and the World Series. In that 1914 World Series, he hit the lone home run and hit over 500 and was a hero of the World Series. And sort of the local papers got bestowed the nickname of Hammer and Hank, well before Hank Greenberg and Hank Aaron. After the World Series, it continued playing. 1918, World War I came around, and he was the first Major League Baseball player, active player, to enlist into World War I. Came back in World War I, continued to play ball, got traded back to the Giants, and he finished his career with the 1930 MLB player. Became a coach afterwards, most notably with the Reds. If you are a collector of the W711-1 red sets from 3940, he is in that set as a coach. World War II came around, and he went back to war and fought in the war too. So he became the first Major League Baseball player ever to fight in World War I and World War II. Became an officer at Fort Benning, Georgia, and that military camp base names their baseball field to this day after Hank Gowdy. The final tidbit I will mention about Hank Gowdy, he has a little dubious achievement. He has the record for being in the Hall of Fame ballot the most times ever without being ever elected in the Hall of Fame. He was on the ballot for 17 times, but never got elected in the Hall of Fame. Record was 19 times by Ed Roush, but he finally got elected in the Veterans Committee, so the record now falls on to Mr. Hank Gowdy. He was on the ballot 17 times without ever being elected in the Hall of Fame. A good but not a great catcher. Guy I think is quite collectible. Somebody you see in the commons in the old pre-war cards, but I think he's very collectible, a very known player. That's why I like to add a few Hank Gowdys to my collection, and especially have an example for the T210 Old Mill cigarette minor league card of them. There you have it, my first T210 tobacco card. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.